Premier League. They came here hoping, but they will spend the summer hurting.
Leeds, Willie Gnonto passed his driving test this week, so it's not exactly been a nothing of a season. But an agony. I think that the passion, that fan base, so close to take over by the San Francisco 49ers, who I believe will still take over, but with less of a bang. The club and their chaos, a reflection of the panic of their current owner, Andrea Radrizzani, who's been running a club really with an eye on the economics of his exit rather than, to make it actually play coherently. It's a darkness for the club. It's a darkness for the great city, the fan base. They were a second straight year of agony for them too. Like us, most of the Leeds fans I spoke to, numb by the trauma. But the trauma was there, and it was there in human form, and it had a name, Sam Allardyce. God, watching him come in and bring his big bag of false hope was really quite something, right?
Yeah, and yet this isn't. Sam Allardyce didn't save them as he stated that he would. He came in very late. It's not all his fault. It's not all
1 point from those last four. Amazing.
Yeah, but it's not even either of his predecessors' fault. This is a club that, as you well understand, also has problems, has, not issues on the size of Leicester, but it has some major issues between ownership and, yes, San Francisco 49ers, team look like they're going to come in and make that acquisition. But that's not an easy deal. They've been working on this for months and months and months and months trying to get it right. It's a complicated situation at this club. Going to be more complicated with them going down.
Well, they had no terms about what happens in this eventuality. They now have to negotiate. But watching Sam Allardyce at Leeds was like watching Tony Soprano take over Ramsey Sports and Outdoors and just use it to commit bankruptcy fraud. Once poor Davey Scatino got over his head with the gambling problems. But what now for the Americans? Not great. Tyler will have a lot of suitors, a lot of decisions to make. Tyler Adams going to be linked to some very big clubs over the next few months. I've got a pod on Tuesday morning with Fabrizio Romano. He's top of my list to talk about. I talked about Weston and Brenden on Friday. Weston will be okay, though he's not exactly bolstered his reputation, playing mostly out of position on a club in free fall, in which he never really looked confident, comfortable or sure. But Brenden, Dave, can you believe it's only 282 days since he looked into a microphone and said, our goal is to make the world know Americans can play football too, after they smashed Chelsea and we were just all in on them. Leeds United States of America. Jesse Marsh was manager. Brenden scored. How we danced, Davo. And I say our joy feels like it's stuck like ashes in our mouth now. Just the better days ahead for all.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Aaronson, I think, is a player who could move, but the wages are attractive to another club. But Leeds may very well want to keep him. He's a player who, by all accounts, is wonderful to have around the squad and wonderful to have. Not that Tyler and Weston aren't, but Brenden is just seems to be, exemplary in terms of the way that he is felt about by his teammates and by his managers and coaches. So I think they'd like to keep him. And I don't think it would be a bad thing for Brenden Aaronson to go through.
It'd be great. His body is knackered. His mind is knackered. He's so young. The physicality of the Premier League, man. We've seen it take out bigger players in their first year. And God bless to a break, to some weight room, to go in again. Subscribe here for more Men in Blazers videos and courage.